is episode 1 of The Green Room. We are going to be discussing the R.Kelly special, Surviving R.Kelly. Surviving the Pod Piper. Surviving the King of R&B. Surviving a child molester.
Yeah, this is The Green Room, episode number 1. And we're talking about the R.Kelly special, Surviving R.Kelly. I feel like these women, you know, once they get a certain age, that once you go with R. Kelly, you know what you getting your fucking self into.
Okay,
and
what age are we talking about, Tony?
I'm saying if you 18, 19 above, you know, you heard enough about R. Kelly and his songs, and you know Aaliyah, you know, I think that you should know better than to go with R. Kelly. So if you go and get raped and shit and all that type of shit, then that's on you. And pissed on, that's on you. That's how I feel about it right now.
Okay.
So how you feel about it?
I completely disagree with you. Respectfully.
Of course.
In the green room, disagree with you.
Of course.
Okay. So I'm going to say it like this. I'm a therapist. I work with so many teenage girls. I work with adults also. And when I talk to my teenage girls and when I talk to my grown adult women, there are two very different perspectives on life. You know, hindsight is 20/20. So at 18 years old, and I can speak from experience, and I'm sure you can too, your decision making was not at the same level and speed that it is at this age.
Okay, but if I was 14 and somebody said a lady be raping people, I wouldn't go fuck with her.
Maybe you wouldn't. But what if she was the candy lady in the neighborhood? What if she was acting really nice? And what if she was really pretty? And what if she was like, oh, you know, these people, they're just giving all these rumors. I'm not like that, you know. And she, every day you getting off the bus stop, she's coming with all this candy and she's showering you with stuff. You're like, she's not that bad. Like, everybody's saying these things about her.
It depends on what kind of candy she had.
Exactly. Because I already know.
Your chair moving.
The right candy, and you gonna be right at her house.
If she had like lollipops and shit and those caramel joints with the apple, I might go over there and get some of that shit.
Yeah, and if the neighborhood drunk had a good enough wine, I might be with them too. Right. No, I'm joking, but I'm just saying, like, we cannot blame these young teenagers for having them make adult decisions. And I know, even with psychology, that portions of our brain is not fully developed until we're 25 years old. The prefrontal cortex, which involves our judgment, our reasoning, and all of those things, is not fully grown until around 25.
Right, but I still think at 14, 15 years old, you know, you should always... This is our cat, sorry. I still think at 14, you should have enough mind... you know, sense in your mind to say, this is an old man. You know what I'm saying? I understand some women are fast and aren't as smart, I guess. But, you know, if I had a daughter and she was 14 and she went with R. Kelly, I would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't you know better?
Right.
You know? So,
but how would you raise your daughter? Would you raise her in a bunch of trauma? Would you raise her thinking that she wasn't shit? Would you raise her... You know, there's certain ways... We don't know how these women were raised. We don't know whether they've had trauma before. We don't know why they're susceptible to this type of shit with him. And right. They really could have been through some shit, or they really could have low self-esteem, stuff that parents are supposed to be involved in helping to foster.
Yeah, I understand that. But... at the same time, if I'm a parent and my 12-year-old daughter talking about, yeah, she want to go down the street and go chill with Robert, you know, it doesn't matter even if
Chester the molester.
Okay, yeah, exactly. It wouldn't even matter if Robert was a nice guy and a church-going guy.
True.
I still wouldn't want her going to see no fucking Robert.
These parents are total idiots if they've agreed to their kids going.
Thank you.
But can we address Robert?
Okay.
What do you think about Robert?
I don't see nothing wrong.
What? That's one of my favorite songs, but...
That's what I see.
That's all you see?
That's what I see. I see a man that just loved a little girl, I guess. I don't know. That don't sound right. I don't know. I feel like I feel like nothing gonna happen to him. We know who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to jail behind this shit. The parents know who he is.
This is exhausting.
a lot of people are looking for riches, and I think a lot of the shit is just people trying to get money.
So they're prostitutes.
I won't say they prostitutes. I mean, I know he did wrong though. I know he did wrong in some of these situations. He probably could admit that doing wrong in some of these situations.
Yeah, but I admit. Remember the song? They said 20 minutes long. Mm-hmm.
But it didn't say shit. It didn't say, "Oh, I'm a fucking little girl."
But he did say, "I like young ones, old ones." Like, this nigga's wild as shit. Tony, are you fucking seriously about to defend Chester the molester hanging out at high schools?
That's different.
Waiting for your daughter to get out? We can't have kids together, Tony, because I'm
not going to no fucking high schools. I'm not going to no high schools.
You're not going to high schools. I'm saying your daughter goes to a high school. Should Chester be waiting outside in his motherfucking whip?
No, he shouldn't. You're right about that.
He's dead ass wrong. He's preying on these girls, and then as soon as they go, then all of a sudden he like, oh, I got you. I can get you a career, and all of that. And then of course they're young. They're impressionable. So they're like, oh my God.
Okay, so
he noticed me.
Okay, so when you were 14 years old,
yes,
and an older guy with a car that looked like R.Kelly,
yep,
or better,
absolutely,
or worse, came to your school,
yep,
and he was singing,
yep,
and you thought you could sing a little bit,
I can sing a little bit.
You would go ride with him?
My dumb ass, depending on if we was talking on the phone, we was vibing, I would maybe
No, how about if it was R. Kelly?
Yeah, I probably would.
So you'd just be a sex slave right now.
I didn't say I was going to fuck him the day he picked me up, Tony. I'm just saying, would I ride with him in the car if he said we about to go to the studio and I'm 14, fresh 14? I'm still an idiot. Okay. I don't know what type of 14-year-old you thought you were, but you're not as smart as you think. You probably don't even remember, Tony. We were fucking stupid when we were 14. I don't think you understand that.
I remember a couple times when older men would go at girls my age and shit, and then back then I thought it was like, okay, whatever. I didn't even think about it.
You didn't think of it that way because you think you grown. Like, you think like, well, I have woman body parts.
I just thought they were
I done came on my period.
I just thought they were little whores even back then.
And I personally, and this is just, I'm willing to keep it 100, I wasn't the type of person that's just going to go sleep with somebody in general. So for me, it was like, I would know like, this nigga trying to get my pants. But if he really preyed on me and at a vulnerable time acted like he really liked me and I maybe didn't know all there was to know, eventually he would have fucked. Eventually. Just not that day that he picked me up.
And pissed on you.
And he might have pissed on me, dog. And I just would have been like, fuck! And I would have not known what to do. Right. Then I would have been embarrassed, ashamed, and nobody would know. Maybe I got pissed on by R. Kelly before. Who knows?
She got pissed on by R. Kelly, but hopefully that gets us some views right there.
I know, right? That should be the caption. People really watch it.
By the way.
Disclaimer. Didn't get pissed
on
by R.
special,
Kelly.
I thought it was funny as shit when they would like put his picture and then bring it all the way close to you. Like all these pictures over here, it looked like
the sweaty one with the red background.
I think the worst one is the one when he in jail. Look at that joint right there.
Yeah,
I think that's the worst though. He looked like, man, damn, I fucked up.
He probably looking at a child porn on his phone or something.
But, another thing, I pointed out earlier was he's not gonna get in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? People still gonna listen to his music. It is what it is. So I think that.
But he has less following than he did before. He has less viewers, less people going to concerts, less people listening to their stuff, listening to his stuff. Like, it really has made an impact on his money. Because he was that nigga.
But he's still a zillionaire.
But he was getting evicted, so you ain't watch all of them. See, he perpetrating. He didn't see all 6 from beginning till end. He was evicted from apartments and all of that. So his money not as long as it used to be.
This was what, a couple years ago type shit?
Yeah, recently.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, recent. But basically, my point is, he's getting less money than before. But I get what you're saying. Yes, he did essentially get away with it. Other people who have done what they've done
are you
teenagers.
Still going to listen to R. Kelly music?
Why are you putting me on the spot?
I'm just saying, are you still going to listen to R. Kelly music? Because I sure am. I'm just doing it right now on my headphones.
Tony, cut that shit off. Let me see. He better not be.
But anyway, are you going to listen to his music? I am. I'm going to finish this video off by saying I'm still going to listen to his music. He just came up with a new song called I made you or some shit or some
See,
shit.
and you listen to this
That
shit.
don't rock.
I made you. The fuck type shit is this nigga on? Like, nah, man.
Okay. Right now, are you gonna listen to his music?
What time of night and how much alcohol is involved? It's like, nah, I'm trying not to. But I can't lie. His artistry, his songs are like amazing. But it is very difficult for me to make a sure commitment. And I feel fucked up. At least I feel convicted. And it did make me like, oh, good. Let me look at my playlist, see if it's...
Hold up. But we still listen to Michael Jackson shit.
But Michael Jackson was not a proven child molester.
He wasn't?
No.
I thought Macaulay Culkin said he was home alone with him. I had to get that out.
Why you had to do that?
I don't know. But anyway, I feel like I'm still with listening to his music. He's not going to get in trouble for it. Some of the girls are dumb. I'm not saying all the girls are dumb, and I do feel bad for certain
Well, the one who was like 20, I'm like, girl, you already knew what time it was.
Well,
I didn't feel sorry for her.
She was a radio host, right?
Yeah, I didn't feel sorry for her. She knew better, and she just was probably curious and being stupid, and that's what's up.
Right.
I don't feel sorry for her, but the 14, 15, like, that's fucked up. And I just don't believe in manipulating people based on them being low self-esteem. I just don't like that. Like prayer, like it's preying on people.
I'm 35. I can't go under 30. Like that's how I feel. I can't go under 30.
You're 48. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
But I can't date nobody under 30 without feeling like she's underage.
She young as shit.
Yeah, and you might be 28 and still feel like you're underage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how young you would go.
27.
That's still young as shit. That's
it
still
is
young
young.
as shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But how the fuck do you meet a 16-year-old parents? Oh, I guess you just fucking them. But still,
right.
It's the same thing.
But some of them he did meet their parents, and the parents didn't realize that he's basically like was portraying.
Hold the fuck
this
up.
was before they knew about his shit. This was before the porn.
You knew about this shit?
No, it was before the porn. I'm talking about in the very beginning.
When he was fucking.
I'm not talking about now.
Hold on, I'm saying when
around that, like in that era, and a long time ago, they were saying that he met parents and he would say to the meet the parents like, oh, I'm gonna help your daughter, like try to act like the good guy.
Okay, yeah.
He was Mr. Kelly then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm trying to, I'm a mentor this person, whatever, and like they kind of fell for the trap. Yeah. Of course, now, like if you do it now, it's like the last parents on the episode, it's kind of like. Why would you even like? First of all, if I'm at a concert with my fucking daughter, and see, this is coming from someone who was brought on stage to dance with R.Kelly and was backstage with R.Kelly.
Did he touch your butt?
No, he didn't touch my butt. I was too old for him. I was like 21. But anyway, coming from somebody who did that, if I'm with my mom and I'm 17, that shit is deader than dead.
Yeah.
Like my mother, like I would have got my father probably would have uppercutted the shit out of me the second I would have thought I was going on that stage.
Some parents are dumb as shit, and they like, oh, it's R. Kelly, so we're gonna get some money from our daughter. So maybe.
Well, then they pimping their daughter out,
yes.
But that's fucked up though. My daughter not going after all of this shit that has, and then to be honest with you, R. Kelly stands for sex. Mm-hmm. R. Kelly means sex. Mm-hmm. Like everything about this nigga, other than I Believe I Can Fly. Is sexual. Like he a sexual being. So I don't want my daughter even at the concert with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like I think you gotta be for real. You should have to be 21 to even go.
Yeah, you right though.
Like, cause this nigga, like, I don't know if you saw the concerts. Like he be moving his dick and all of that. Like you 17, why are you there? This ain't the Space Jam reunion.
You right.
Like nah, like that shit ain't cool.
It's not the B2K reunion that everybody's going to.
Right.
I can't wait
Except
for that
me.
one.
I want to go there. But anyway. I just want to see pretty.
So basically, the moral to the story is don't send your fucking kid to R. Kelly house or you're going to be on the next special. And what do you take out of it? That
R. Kelly needs therapy, intense. He needs to be in a program where like residential, where he's really ironing out what happened to him because it's causing him. I think that when it comes to molesters like him, you know what I'm saying? We don't know
he is a child molester.
He is a child. He frequents underage children, so he is a child molester.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Period.
Okay.
I think that maybe part of, his first initial introduction to sex was done in a vile way, like by an older person who was taking control, whatever. So maybe he's recreating his trauma, and that's what people do. This is spoken from a psychological standpoint. So I feel bad. I feel bad for the nigga in the sense that I feel like he has major issues, but we have to protect our children. So regardless of what he's been through, it's his responsibility as a grown up to take care of that and to figure out why he's continuously doing it. And it's these women need to be trying to figure out what made their self-esteem so low. They need to be processing why a nigga throwing a couple dollars just made them, you know what I'm saying, just sell their soul for real.
I mean,
when they start talking about people peeing in the corner of rooms and what the fuck? Like, do you know how much money that you have to pay me to even do that at home?
People peeing in rooms, huh?
They had them trapped in the rooms. They got buckets in the corner. I don't know how true that was.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of this shit is embellished.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, the idea of being made to ask to go to the bathroom like we're back in fucking slave times, insane.
Yeah, that's crazy as shit.
These people must have serious mental health issues. And I'm all about just trying to figure out what happened.
Especially him, though.
Especially this nigga.
So basically, the moral to the story is, I tried to say it before, he needs help. And
yes, he does.
This has been the Green Room, and tune in next time and subscribe and shit and all that. And you have any last words?
No, thank you for welcoming me to the Green Room.
Chicka chicka.